Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Welcome back to Dating with Rachel. Get ready with me for Valentine's Day dinner, and let's do a 6-month update. Two most important things that have happened in the past month is Mr. 67 has met my best friend Doug. I have met his mother. I was real nervous for his mom, but then when I met her, she was lovely. She was so kind to me. First thing she says, she pats me on the shoulder and she goes, "Oh, Mr. 67, she's adorable." We had a great conversation. Apparently, she texted the family group chat. It started blowing up about her approval of me and how good I am for him. We're in the process of looking for flights to go a weekend away together for the first time. We're staying with some of my college friends for him to meet. They're very important people to me. I know she's going to be my bridesmaid. Is he going to be my groom? We don't know. So the family so far very much likes me. But the most important update is he met Doug. Now, Doug is my platonic soulmate. Doug has been my best friend going on 12 years. So they met Super Bowl Sunday. Now, Super Bowl Sunday was a mess because the bar I wanted to go to was closing. They normally close at like 8:30 on Sunday. So I was like, oh, okay, we'll go get some drinks and then we'll come home for the Super Bowl because Bad Bunny. That is not up for debate. Bad Bunny is an American citizen. Puerto Rico is part of America. Thank you. We had like a really goofy night. Mr. 67 got to see a little bit goofier side of me because when you're with your best friend, a different side of me comes out. Also, this is a look. It's just one of those people where you're so relaxed and like you can say or do anything. So we pivoted and I had snacks delivered. Luckily, I had some drinks already at the house. So Doug and I were talking, obviously, and I was like, so what do you think? He goes, I'm glad he calls you on your shit because apparently I'm not perfect, you guys. Who would have guessed? Also, the biggest thing is when we first started dating, Mr. 67 said that he would never go to therapy. And then a couple weeks ago we were talking, he's like, if we needed to go to couples therapy, we would. And I went, sir, what? This man is clearly obsessed with me. Things are going well. Like we are in like the relationship phase. The honeymoon phase is over. We are building a relationship. We are morphing our lives together. Next week, we are celebrating his brother and his brother's girlfriend birthday because apparently they were born 1 year and 1 day apart and they found each other, which we love that. So we're celebrating their birthday. They are getting engaged in the next couple months and he told me all about it. His brother told me all about it. So that was really, really sweet that he felt comfortable telling me. So I'm gonna go finish my face. I have to leave in like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna get dressed. I didn't end the video, but I love you.
Tomorrow. Okay, this is the guy that spelled my name wrong 3 times, and some of you were like, oh, we should name him Typo. Someone else said we should name him E. Someone said we should name him Triple E, and I really liked that one. Open to your suggestions. He had said we should go get wine sometime. This was back on Tuesday, so like 4 days ago. He said we should go get wine, and he suggested going to get wine this weekend, Saturday or Sunday. I told him I don't like a first date on a weekend, but then I told him, but I've lately been flirting with the idea of like a little coffee morning date on a weekend, maybe. And I was like, so I could be down for this. Like, listen, if you're feeling flirty, I'm down. I thought that was funny. He said, I'm free Saturday. I said, okay, I'm free Saturday too. He said, great, let's do it. Then he says, we can go to places in your area since that'll be more convenient for you. I liked that. And I've said this before that I'm looking for a guy that like can really plan a date. Ideally, it's a guy being like, go to this place at this time on this day. That's the ideal. But I'm down to collaborate. I'm down to work together if I feel like they're giving some effort. So he said, I'm down to go to a place in your area because I think that'll be more convenient for you. I said, perfect. And then I recommended a place that I have been to before that has a lot of seating and it's easy to go to. I said, how about this place? He says, yeah, let's do it. Then he says, do you want me to pick you up or do you want to meet there? Which I, again, appreciate. That's very nice. I tell him, no, I'll meet you there, but I appreciate the offer. He says, perfect. See you then. Here's where I'm like, we don't know what time. All we said was Saturday morning. Going back to me saying like, I want to collab. I said coffee. He said, let's do it. Does Saturday work? I said Saturday does work. He said, perfect. Do you want to do a place in your area? I said, sure, let's do this place. He said, great, let's do it. I would have loved at that point for him to say, does this time work? He didn't say that. He just said, let's do it. And now the ball's back in my court to say the time. Now I've sort of picked the date, time, and location. No, I can't do all of it. I can't do all of it. I can't do all of it. So it's Friday today. The date is allegedly tomorrow. I'm someone who likes to make my plans. I'm trying to see Project Hail Mary. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just coffee, so the stakes are really low. It's not like I'm waiting to see if I need to get ready for a Friday night or something. But still, I don't like that there's no concrete, definitive plan. And also, this guy is a little younger than me. Nothing crazy, literally by like 2 years. But I sort of feel like my man is 10 years older than me. The last message was from him, and it was yesterday, and it was me saying let's go to this place, and he said let's do it, and then I hearted it, and that was it. But part of me is like, let's see if he messages me today to see what time. If he messages me tomorrow, if the date is supposed to be a Saturday morning coffee date, so like messaging me tomorrow I think is like way too late. You can't message me the same time period that we're supposed to be having the date to confirm what time. So actually, okay, as I'm working this out loud, I think he needs to text me sometime today. It's like, if you can't plan the first date, but on the other hand, he offered to pick me up. He offered to come to my area. He has some redeeming qualities, and I don't want to write that off. But girl, just tell me what time to meet you for coffee, please. It's important to note that I think he is very physically attractive, if that goes without saying. On a first date, the more grace that I give, it's because I find them to be more attractive. That's just the reality of the world. Cheers. Delish. Yeah, I'll let you know what I end up doing. I'm not sure yet. I feel like I need him to text me by today to tell me what time. I feel like that needs to happen. But I'll keep you posted.
As I tell you about one of the worst dates I've ever been on, where I had to literally run out halfway through. Okay, so about a year ago, I started talking to this guy on Instagram. And looking back, this man had so many red flags. But he was 6'3", so shit was looking a little green to me. And one of his big red flags was that he had a very weird relationship with his mom. And I don't mean like, oh, they were just really close. I mean like Sigmund Freud was in his grave, like, told you bitches. He would somehow find a way to bring his mom up in every conversation that we had. Say I was like, oh yeah, I love The Walking Dead. He would be like, my mom loves The Walking Dead too. He would go on and on about how he wants to find a girlfriend that's exactly like his mom because his mom has the perfect personality and he can't see himself being with anyone who doesn't act like her. He was also 26 and did not live at home, but for some reason still had to ask his mom permission anytime he did anything social. Like before we went on our first date, he was like, yeah, I'm talking this over with my mom. I'll let you know what she says. Their relationship was odd, to say the least. Anyway, so the day of our date rolls around and I text him early in the day and I'm like, hey, just checking in to make sure we're still on for tonight. He responds and he's like, yep, 7 o'clock still works for me. I'm super excited. Can't wait to see you. So like 15 minutes before our date's supposed to start, I text him and I'm like, hey, just letting you know, I just called my Uber. I'll be there in 15. To which he responds, fuck. Like the only thing his message says is fuck. And I'm like, what? What's the problem? He sends another message and is like, sorry, I got held up at my friend's house. I should be over there shortly. And normally I would have just said, okay, and then not gone on the date. But my hair and makeup were already done and I was in my dumb bitch era. So I was like, oh, okay, no problem. Just let me know when you're leaving. And after 30 minutes of waiting, he finally texts me to let me know he's leaving. So then we both head to the restaurant and he gets there a little bit before me. So he sends me a text and he's like, hey, I'm waiting at the table for you. And when I walk in and see him sitting at the table, I am floored. Talk took away my 10-minute feature, so don't hate me, but go see part 2.
Welcome back to Dating with Rachel. Let's have an update on my dating life. I was supposed to be getting ready for a date tonight. I was supposed to be getting ready right now, but the man gave me the ick, and I feel like it's really justifiable, so I'm going to share it with you, because I know a lot of people were looking forward to me going on a date. I told him yesterday, like, I did a do-nothing day. I didn't text him at all, because I was having a do-nothing day. And then I was like, then I'm going to the gym and chores. Then he said this, love that for you, getting that fatty on ya. And that gave me the ick so fast. So I tried to brush it off. I was like, LOL, no, it's back day. And then he doubles down and says, there you go, get dat, back legs, booty, arms, get it all, cake it up. So I blocked this man and unmatched him. We had been texting for a couple weeks because my work schedule has been really difficult. But
how this woman that I met tried to buy my friendship, which was weird enough, but then things got a little weirder. Stay with me, okay? I met this woman in school. We were both going for medical assisting. She ended up being my partner in school. We ended up studying outside of school sometimes. I went to her house and I had my son with me. He was 2 at the time. And I remember we were studying. I told her how to use the bathroom. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to take my son with me and I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick and then we're going to head out. So she's like, oh, well, I can watch him for you. It's okay. And I was like, no. I got it. It's fine. I keep him with me everywhere. And she kind of goes to reach for him, like, no, I got it. It's okay. So I instantly just pull him to the side of me. And I was like, no, truly, it's okay. I got it. So I go in the bathroom, lock the door, use the bathroom, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, bye. Thank you, whatever. She decides to walk us out. She basically says again, oh, listen, if you ever need help with your son, I don't mind watching him, whatever. Mind you, she does have a son of her own. She lived with her mom, but she didn't have custody of her kid. Her mom did. She was on disability, couldn't work, so she was getting disability checks. Mind you, she was only like 6 years older than me or something. And then her mom was the one that worked. As we're driving home, I'm thinking to myself, like, that was a little weird. Maybe she was being nice, but I thought it was a little off, you know? I don't know. For someone that I just met, I wouldn't go and be that way with. I guess it's just me. I don't know, but you never know. Anyway, she ends up writing me maybe a couple days later, and she's like, hey, do you think you could possibly take me to get a tattoo? I really want to get one. And of course, she doesn't have a car. So I'm like, okay, sure. So I pick her up and I take her to this tattoo place, and she asks me if I want a tattoo. I tell her no, I don't want one. And she's like, well, why not? I don't want one. I'm okay. I don't like people buying things for me either. That's just how I am. I don't even like asking my own family for help with things. It just bothers me. It was like someone just flicked the switch and she was turning into this whole other person. So I'm like, okay, like it's really not that big of a deal, you know? She gets mad. She's starting to get mad. So I was like, okay, listen, I could see prices. We'll see prices, but because I don't know what's happening with her right now, you know? So I was like, don't worry, we'll see prices and then we'll go from there. And she's like, okay. I basically was showing her, listen, I'll put it into consideration, okay? I appreciate the offer. I'll consider it, right? That way she can calm down a little bit. And she did. We're looking through the, tattoo book or whatever, and she finds one that she likes and that she wants. So she tells me to pick one out. And I end up telling her, I was like, listen, I really appreciate it, but I really, really don't want one. I just genuinely don't want one. Keep the money for yourself, whatever. She gets angry. She doesn't want the tattoo anymore. And she basically starts saying, I need this disability check anyway that I get monthly. It's not much. I don't get much on it. And I need to save it. I look at her and I was like, you're the one that texted me to bring you here. I didn't ask for a tattoo. You offered. I said no. You're getting mad at me for saying no. And then you're saying this. I'm not sure what's happening. I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Listen, you need to save your money. You found a tattoo. You can always come back for it. That's it. No big deal. And she ends up, again, like a light switch, flicked it off. And she's like, no, you know what? You're right. So I'm like, okay, so let's go, whatever. I was ready to bring her back home. And as we're driving, I see Pier 1 is closing. They have the big sign saying closing on it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, the clearance in there must be amazing, especially on their cups and stuff. She's like, well, let's go. So we go in and I'm just window shopping, okay? I was taking pictures, expecting to go back before they shut down. And so she's following me. We're looking at stuff. We're like, oh yeah, that's cute, whatever. And then I see this Papasan chair, right? I was like, oh my gosh, because I love Papasan chairs. And the cushion alone was like $200, okay? Absolutely not. I was like, oh, no. That wasn't including the base. Dude, no. We're walking, and I noticed she wasn't behind me anymore. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, the store's not that big, so we'll bump into each other at some point. Turns out she ends up buying some stuff, right? She bought all the things that I like. From the moment we walked into the store to the moment I said no to the Papasan chair for myself, like for me, I'm not going to buy it because that's expensive. She purchased it all. Final sale, couldn't get her money back. They were shutting down. I'm like, I appreciate the offer. I appreciate it, but you're going to have to take this. I can't take it. And I don't even know how I'm going to fit this Papasan chair in my car. I had a little Kia Rio at the time. So I was like, how are we going to fit this big thing in here? She's telling me she don't want it, and she's getting mad that I'm not accepting it. I didn't ask you, and not too long ago, you were getting angry because you didn't want to spend your money. I call my husband, and basically it's like, okay, well, now we have to accept it because she don't want it. We can't return it. So some way, somehow, I fit that Papasan chair into my car. My mom ended up taking the chair, and then my sister ended up having it. I don't really know what happened to the cups and stuff. She bought me the whole set that I liked, everything, okay? Obviously, I bring her home, I go home. And then we go to school, things are fine, whatever, a couple days pass. She writes me again, and she's like, hey, I know you said you had extra red hair dye from when you touched up your hair. Do you think you could dye my hair red? I'm like, sure, why not, right? Because when we got to school, things were fine, it was whatever. So I'm like, maybe she just has she's going through things. I don't know. I wasn't thinking too much into it because, again, in school, she was completely fine. She didn't act like that at all. It was weird. I bring her to my house. I do her hair. Comes out nice. She has her son with her. So we're leaving. I asked my husband to come with me to drop her off home because it was getting dark out and I just wanted him to come with me. And we finally get in the car and we're already almost halfway to her house. And she's like, oh, do you think we could stop at Walmart really quick? Which was literally like a minute from her house. Literally. So we were like, okay, fine. Because it was on that side anyway. As we're getting in that lane to turn into Walmart, I really feel, and I was feeling this for a good like minute or two, but I was really feeling it, right? So when I look in the passenger mirror, this woman was staring at me like death stare. Like she hated me type of stare, right? And when I looked at her, it's not like she was dazed out or anything. It was really creepy, you guys. It wasn't like she was dazed out or anything because when I made eye contact with her through the mirror, she gave me, like, she squinted her eyes a little more and gave me more of a stare. So I turned to look at her quick and she turned her head like that. So I was like, what the heck? So I was about to say something and my discernment clicked in, like it was checked in right away. It was like, just be quiet. Started instantly thinking to myself, her personality switches in a blink of an eye. She gets really angry super fast. She just gave me this crazy death stare. But she's also within arm's reach of my kid in the back seat, and she's sitting behind my husband who is currently driving a vehicle. I don't know how crazy this woman is, right? Because something is clearly going on. Like, this wasn't normal. And if you think this is normal behavior, you gotta, I don't know. We get into the parking lot. So I'm just like, you know what, whatever. We're almost home. We're almost bringing her home. She just got to run into the store. I'm not talking to this woman again, okay? So we get in the parking lot. She goes inside. You guys, she came out of Walmart with a flat screen TV for my husband and I and 3 brand new games for his PS3. Those are like $50, $60, $70 depending on the game each, okay? We're like, absolutely not. Gotta go return it. Now she's getting upset because we're saying we didn't want it. And she's like, no, she didn't want to return it. She wouldn't give us a receipt for it. I look at my husband like, let's just bring her home. Okay, thank you. We appreciate it. Whatever. We bring her home. And my husband's like, well, whatever. I'm just going to keep it then. After we drop her off, I call my mom because I was telling my mom I was keeping her updated on this whole situation with this woman anyway. And my mom's like, yeah, no, that's really, really weird. We get to the house. I'm like, okay, let me get my son ready for a bath, whatever. She writes me, hey. I'm thinking maybe she left something in the house. She left something in the car. I say, hey, back, and I plug the phone in, and I go to give my son a bath. When I tell you, from the moment I took him a quick little bath, he was still only 2 years old, so I didn't have to sit there. Like, I just quick little wipe down, whatever, wash, got him out, brought him into the room, and my phone was going off. It was going off. She was going crazy on me, okay? Oh, you know what? Forget about being my friend. Just don't even bother being my friend. Don't talk to me. I'm just not going to bother you. Saying all this crazy stuff too. And my husband's like, what is wrong with this woman? What's wrong with her? So now I'm thinking, okay, she's definitely has like some type of mental illness or something. Something's going on. Something's not right with her. And I mean that in the nicest way. I'm not saying that in a really mean way because people deal with mental illness and deal with things in life that cause them to be that way sometimes, whatever, you know? But I was just like, clearly with that stare, the anger, everything, I'm just choosing to stay away, especially after the stare that she gave me. You have to pay attention to things like that because that was the most hateful stare ever. And that's one thing always. You want to pay attention to micro expressions of people, even to your closest friends that you think are your friends. Pay attention because they will tell on themselves about how they really feel about you by the way that they look at you when you turn away, all that. So I was like, absolutely not. And after that, I just blocked her. I was going to write her back. I was like, you know, it's not even worth it. Sometimes it's just not worth it. So I blocked her. I think it was the weekend or something. I went back to school. I didn't see her since. She didn't show up. I didn't see her. And then the school ended up shutting down anyway. So then I start thinking to myself, how did she know that my husband had a PS3? She had to have peeked in our room to know that he had a PS3 at that time. And I started thinking about how much she kept asking and offering to watch my son. And I'm like, that's weird too. You know, like that was really weird. And then her personality's just switching. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
I had a first date with this guy. I invited him over to my house. I know that's maybe putting myself out there too much, but I had a good feeling about him. I was excited. Anyways, I made him dinner. I made steak, potatoes, and carrots because I know he likes steak and I don't even eat meat, but I wanted to do something nice for him. I lit the candles and I did like the whole thing. He walks in, he sits down, I put the plate of food in front of him, he takes one look at it and he goes, I don't want carrots. I said, what did you just say? He said, I don't want carrots. And like, you need to understand because like, he didn't talk like that before. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like suddenly he did. I said, what was that you said one more time? Carrots off of rabbits and now I'm not a rabbit. And he shoved his plate, almost knocked over the candles. Carrots are for rabbits.
So story time on how I found out who my ex took on vacation. By the end of this story, you guys are probably gonna think I am absolutely insane. I'm okay with that. Me and this man had been broken up for like 8 months at least, with no talks of getting back together. After we broke up, we like did not talk to each other ever again. So to make a very long story short, I wake up, I'm on my burner account, and I'm like, let me see what he's doing. He has a story up. Okay, perfect. Click the story. Not you on vacation. Not only are you on vacation, like you have the room decorated. Oh, you like her. Balloons, flowers, all of that. I will be damned. Not gonna lie, my stomach dropped just a little bit. Not because I want you, but because you have the audacity. How dare you move on with your life after 8 months? The next post was her like side profile, and he had bought her some Van Cleef earrings. Screenshot, put in a group chat. This case then came across my desk, and we gotta get down to the bottom of this because who is the girl? You tagged the location that you were at, but you're not tagging the young lady. Now I have to just do the absolute most. Now, he is not one of those guys that follows like 200 people. That would have made my job really easy. He follows 1,800 people. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, it would have to be a girl that he just recently followed, right? Like, why would it be somebody way at the bottom? So I'm thinking my job is gonna be easy. And I'm like, scrolling, okay, clicking, it's not your birthday, okay, it's not your birthday, okay, you're not out of town, okay. And once I got probably like 900 down, I'm like, okay, where is this girl at? Because now I'm getting irritated. To say I'm irritated about doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing is hilarious, but now I'm just getting frustrated because I'm like, why can I not find this girl? After a while, I started to give up on myself. But you know, one thing about me, if it's on the internet, I know I can find it. I'm too good at this. That's why I was getting frustrated because like, this has never been this hard. I always find what I'm looking for. I can literally find out your granny's social security number. Like, that's how good I am. I just put my phone down and I'm like having a pep talk with myself. I'm like, Miana, why do you even care? You do not want this man. And I'm not just saying that no part of me wants him, but my need to know everything, that's what was getting in the way. So I put my phone down and having a conversation with myself. I'm like, Miana, let it go. And that's when the light bulb went off. God said, hit that geotag. That's where the information is gonna be. Because there's no girl in the world, I don't care if a man tells you not to post and his pimp hand is not that strong, you're gonna post where you at. I must have went back to his story, clicked that geotag. The third picture is the exact same photo that was on his story. I must have screenshot that to the group chat so fast. Here we go, babe. So yeah, ladies, if he's on vacation and you wanna know who he's with, click that geotag. Like, it's gonna pop all the things up. Literally, like, everybody that's posting that geotag, it's right there, babe. You're welcome. Love you guys. See you later.
The other day I went on a 4th date with somebody and we had been taking it pretty slow. Like, he hadn't tried to kiss me or like even hold my hand up until this point. So we're at brunch and we're having mimosas. So I go to pour myself a glass and I accidentally spill some champagne on my hand. I jokingly turn to him and I say, lick it off. He leans forward to lick it off. He says, okay. I lean back and I say, ew, you shouldn't just lick my hand. You don't know where my hands have been. He looks me dead in my face and says, I would do anything you want me to do. Oh, sir, you haven't even held my hand. Whoa, I was literally blown away. I was like, this shift in energy, hey, what happened to homeboy who hasn't even held my hand? You do it? What? What? What?
Storytime on how I'm currently living with my sister's ex-boyfriend. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video, so this video is perfect to save and watch while you're getting ready or doing the dishes or anything of that nature, so buckle up. Back in August, I was living in South Florida. My god sister, who I've known since I was probably like a week old, came down to Florida to visit us for my daughter's second birthday. During this trip, her and her mom, who's my godmother, kept making comments about wanting me to move to Georgia, to be closer to them, to kind of get a fresh start, all of those different things. And at that time, I really did not need another place to stay, but I did keep it in the back of my mind. If I ever was in a situation where I needed another option, I could always reach out to them. So fast forward to November of 2025, I found myself in a predicament where I needed a new place to stay. Considering that they had already offered and they already seemed so excited about the idea of me coming to Georgia, I reached out to them. I didn't reach out begging them, I just asked them if that was still an option, and if it was, that's something I would be interested in talking more about. They responded and said, yes, absolutely, we would love to have you. We have a little house set up here for you. We can't wait to see you, and proceeded to help me with every step of the moving process from Florida to Georgia. So I was naturally feeling really optimistic. I was super excited. I have always considered her a sister, even though we're not blood related. If you ask me how many siblings I have, I would always include her in that number. And although we were never really close, like her and I didn't talk a whole lot, we were never like bonded like that, I always considered her family. So I was excited not just to get a fresh start, because that was a huge part of me moving to Georgia, but to kind of have the long lost older sister experience that I never had. Moving day comes, and when I got here, of course, I'm assuming I'm going to be moving into the little house that they've been telling me about. So I was a little surprised when they moved all of my stuff into the same house as her and her boyfriend. And then for weeks after, no one ever talked about the little house. So it kind of gave the impression that they were planning on just having me stay here in the same house as them, which if I had known that before moving here, I probably would have looked into other options just because I don't want to live with other people. However, I was already here, so I was like, let's just make the most of it. An important thing to note is the personality differences between her and I. She is a very headstrong, strong personality, intense person, and I'm a little bit more laid back, go with the flow, people pleaser type person. So there were multiple times in the beginning of me moving here where she would just kind of launch at me or snap at me, and I'm not used to that, so it kind of made me shut down a little bit. When I had mentioned this pattern of behavior to my godmother just told me, oh, that's how she treats people that she loves, because she knows that she can get away with it and that they're not going to leave her in the end. Although I didn't really like the way that I was being treated by her, I kind of was in the mentality that I'm not going to be here forever. I am staying with them, and I don't really have any other options. You know, I'm in Georgia. I don't know anybody else. So let me just try and keep the peace for the most part. So every time she would launch at me, I never really stood up for myself. I kind of just let it go, because at the end of the day, what am I going to do? Shortly after moving here, I also noticed that her and her boyfriend were on a little bit of rocky terms. And again, without going into too much detail on their personal life and airing out their dirty laundry, it would not take a relationship specialist analysis to see that there was some trouble in their paradise. Which leads me to my next frustration, which is why move me all the way out here and be so excited for me to come and move me into your house if you knew that the water was already boiling before I got here. One of the big arguments that we got into was about me not getting a job literally immediately after moving here, to which I told her, if you expected me to get a job within a week or 2 weeks of me moving here in the middle of December, that's crazy. Of course, I was applying to places, and I'm not trying to be a freeloader, but I also was under the assumption that they understood the reason why I wasn't able to get a job immediately after moving here was because it was in the middle of the holiday season, and places don't really hire people in the middle of that season. But to set the record straight, I was applying to like 10 plus places a day. I just can't force somebody to hire me if they're not in a place where they want to be hiring people. Something that would really bother me is that she would question how I parent my daughter and tell me that I need to be harder on her or that I'm too hard on her, and it was almost as if I was being watched every time I tried to discipline my daughter, which if you're a parent, you know how exhausting that is, to feel like nothing you do is enough. I already feel that way. I don't need somebody else to make me feel that way too. Let me fast forward to the actual breakup part, because there's a lot I could talk about between the months of December and January, but February is when it kind of all went down. They broke up in February, and as soon as they broke up, my sister started just making plans and trying to figure out where she was going to go post-breakout, because she obviously doesn't want to live here. Another really important piece of information is that my sister has 5 animals. one of which is a tiny little dog who does not get along with my daughter, and my daughter doesn't really get along with it. They bite each other, pinch each other, scratch each other, so just keep that in mind. Oh, same thing with the cat. She has 3 cats, and every time my daughter would kind of get on their nerves, they would scratch her, which I understand, but again, that's a key point. Her plan was to get an RV and move all 5 animals, me and my 2-year-old, into this RV on her parents' property. Keep in mind, I'm in a new state. I really, truly do not have any other options. I don't know anybody else here. I just started working, so even if I found an apartment that I could afford tomorrow, it's not like I can go in and just sign a lease for this place because I don't have proof of income. And I was already frustrated because of the amount of snapping that she was doing towards me, and then she expects me to just up and leave and uproot my daughter. For me, it's like I need stability for my daughter. She just started a school, I just started working, and it's not really fair to ask me to uproot my entire life and my daughter's stability just because y'all broke up. Especially considering that you knew before I got here you guys were on rocky terms. And she said some really hurtful things to me. She said that if I had never came, that their relationship may have lasted. Different things of that nature, which I didn't appreciate because you guys seemed so excited to have me and you offered me, like you wanted me to come. Her ex-boyfriend offered to help me by letting me stay in that little house when it's finished. It's about 2 or 3 more weeks until the house is fully remodeled and ready for someone to live in. And the fact that I was even considering accepting a favor from him for me and my daughter, she flipped out. Like absolutely lost her shit. Things kept getting twisted. She would go tell her mom one thing, who would go tell my mom one thing, who would tell me, and I would go to her. And it was like everything that I said was getting manipulated into something that was either never said or was intended to land differently than how she was kind of twisting it. Then I found out that she went to her ex-boyfriend and told him that I was manipulative, that I'm going to be a freeloader, that I'm going to try to get as much as I can out of him and then screw him over, and all of this nasty stuff about me. And that was extremely hurtful because in my mind, if you knew me at all as a person, if you had gotten close to me in any way, shape, or form, you would not be saying those things. And then she just up and left and didn't say bye, took all the animals, didn't say bye to my daughter, literally just left. I'm kind of done crying about it. I cried a lot about it because this is somebody who I considered family, and I don't understand where this is coming from. If I had done something that was manipulative, or if I had done something that was like really screwed up and messed up and I made her life harder in any way, then I would understand. But truly, all of this is just stemming from the fact that I even considered moving into the little house. To me, it's really selfish. I understand that she wants to leave because they're broken up, but she left me and my daughter in a house alone with him without saying anything. From the outside looking in, it does look pretty bad when in all reality, I didn't choose any of this to happen. And you don't even want to know the narratives that they're coming up with on their own about me. But it has been really, really, really hurtful, and I have felt so alone. And the crazy part is, this is all coming from me just considering that as an option. I have not made any decisions yet as to where I'm going or what I'm going to do. I'm still actively looking and trying to find other options that don't involve accepting favors from him, because it may be more trouble than it's actually worth. But she's not interested in hearing that. She just is pissed off that I'm even considering accepting a favor from him. So yeah, she made a comment last night to him like, I hope you're happy playing house and this, that, and the third. And I just told him, I'm like, let her think what she wants to think at this point. But it's safe to say I would not have moved all the way from Florida to here if I knew that all of this was going to happen. And that's honestly just me scratching the tip of the iceberg, because there is so much more passive aggressive and honestly just straight up aggressive things that have happened over the course of the last month, or at least since the breakup happened. But that's a brief summary of what's been going on. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts. It helps to talk about it. Honestly, it's the only thing I can think about. I've been so hurt and blindsided by all of this, and yeah, that's my story.
Storytime of the worst date I've ever been on in my entire life, and it just progressively gets worse. Disclaimer, I am not going to be nice in this story time at all, so if you think that I'm being mean, just go ahead and scroll. Don't even drop a comment. I do not care. On a lovely Monday, Tuesday afternoon, whatever day it was, I get a DM, okay? Someone slid in my DM. This is such a lost art, so I was like, you already earn a point. She's like, you're so pretty. I'm like, are you flirting or are you just being nice? She's like, I'm flirting, and I'm like, okay, word. Asked to hang out. I'm like, no, you can take me to dinner. We can do this formally. But I was like, I can't for probably another 2 weeks. This was literally the busiest 2 weeks of my entire life. She's like, okay, I'll hit you up in 2 weeks, right? I end up somehow having a free night on this week. I decided not to go to an event. So I text her, I'm like, hey, I'm actually going to be around this night, whatever. Let's hang out. Let's do it. I have time. Like, I'm going to carve out my night for you. Like, let's go get dinner. She's like, okay, makes a reservation. Fine. We're texting. We're catching up. Day comes. I get ready for the date. I put on a gorgeous dress. I look stunning. I'm glowing. The sun is out. Like, vibes are fucking good. And I'm like, okay, like, I just carved out my night for this girl for a first fucking date. Like, the only night this week that I'm free. Like, this better rock my motherfucking socks off. She texts that she's on her way. 15 minutes away. 5 minutes away. Crickets. Dead ass crickets. She sends me a picture with a dog after she said she was gonna be here to pick me up. I'm sitting on my front steps, pathetic, like a fucking loser. I'm sitting there like in my little dress, like, time for my date. Like, yeah, actually, you're literally getting stood up. Mind you, she was very much under my league, and I will die on that hill. So it's like I'm waiting around for someone who's under my league, who I don't even really find attractive, but I'm giving a chance because you slid in. Okay, do your big one. I basically was like, yeah, I'm going upstairs. I'm not doing this. Like, you're making me wait. Never let a woman wait when you know she took the time to get ready for you. Literally, my one night off this week, I'm hanging out with you. Like, are you not honored? It shows up probably like 20, 25 minutes later. It's like, come downstairs. I'm here. I was like, no. No. Like, you already have me dead pissed off. Like, I'm all set. She's like, no, just come down. So I walk my happy ass down the stairs of my apartment, looking stunning, ravishing. Like, I walked down the stairs and like fireworks went off and like doves and shit because I looked so good. And she's sitting there in her car like, get in, bitch. No. I get in the car and I said, you should never, ever make a woman wait looking this good. I'm low-key ripping her a new one because I'm like, this is not cool. But at this point, I'm hangry as fuck and we still have the dinner reservation. So I'm like, you know what? Like, let's just go get dinner and see if you can, like, revive yourself. Oh, Penny. Okay, relocating because Penny went right in front of the camera. Anyway, I'm ripping her a new one and she's, like, giving it to me. Like, she's not understanding how fucking rude being late is. Like, that is my biggest pet peeve ever. And she's just being an asshole to me. And I literally was like, you're being an asshole. I don't know what you think this is. I don't know why you think you're fucking all holy and above. Me? No. We go to Park so we can get an Uber to go to dinner because we're both gonna drink. And she just says something to me that was just so, like, distasteful. I don't even remember what it was. She just made a comment. I start crying. I start bawling my eyes out in this chick's car. Met her not even 5 minutes ago. So I'm crying, and I was just like, I was hungry, I was mad, you made me wait. Like, it was just like 7 things at once. And she finally was like, oh my god, like, I thought we were joking, like, I thought we were just messing around, like, da-da-da. And it's like, no, like, you're literally just being an asshole. Like, you know when someone tries to be mean and they think it's like funny and it's like the funniest shit on the planet and it's just not funny at all? Like, you're just being an asshole and you're ugly. Like, fucking pick one. She's like apologizing. I'm about to get out of the car and go back to my apartment. She's like, no, like, let's just go to dinner, da-da-da-da. But still low-key being a cunt. So I'm like, I don't know what, like, what are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? Ick. Once again, still hungry. This is my disclaimer. Like, we all have our faults. I'm fucking hungry, so I'm like, I'm gonna go. I don't have to pay, so. Yeah, we go to dinner. We Uber there. Dinner's fine. We're, like, yapping. I find out she's, like, low-key a lot older than me. Not, like, a lot, but a good few years older than me, which I don't mind an age gap, but, like, you're acting like a fucking teenager. You're acting like a teenager. Like, you're acting like a child. And I'm not saying that I'm the most mature person on the planet, but, like, please, at your big ass age, at your big grown age, whatever. Dinner's fine. I forget my passport at dinner, but I was like, I want to go get drinks after. Like, I can't be around you sober. And, like, the vibes were, like, flowing. Like, they were okay. So I'm like, okay, let's go get a drink. We relocate. We go get drinks. Fine. We go back to mine. We hang out in her car for a little bit. Once again, fine. Like, it wasn't good. I already told her too. I was like, my guard is now up. Like, I don't trust you. You're weird for that. If you want to hang out with me again, like, if you literally want to see my face again, like, you need to, like, earn my respect back. We end up hanging out this entire week. We hang out every single day this entire week. And she's doing her big one. She's earning it back. She brought me these, like, really pretty, like, custom flowers. And she's being sweeter to me. Okay? Like, hey, every girl has their moment. Okay? Like, I don't want to see anyone in the comments being like, why would you go back? Okay, like, I was lonely. Like, I needed a friend. I needed a friend to hang out with. I look back and I'm embarrassed, but, you know. Got flowers, got ice cream. We ended up, like, hanging out for, like, 4 days in a row. But I low-key was, like, kind of pulling away. I was like, you did your big one off the bat, and, like, yeah, you've been earning it back, but I still don't respect you. Like, I don't respect you. You clearly don't respect me, even though you're trying to earn it back. Like, I don't know. It just threw me off, and if you're gonna act that way right off the bat, like, that tells me everything I need to know about you. So I kind of was like, okay, this was fun. Goodbye. St. Patrick's Day weekend rolls around, and we end up being at pre-games that are literally, like, 1 block away, okay? So I end up seeing her this morning. She comes to the bottom of, like, the windows are right here. We're watching the parade from right here. She's down at the bottom being like, come see me, like, come over to our pregame, da-da-da-da. And I'm just, like, blowing kisses being like, yeah, maybe later, like, I'm with all of my friends. We end up wrapping up our, like, pregame party, if you will. And I'm like, okay, yeah, now I'll come see you. But I'm bringing my friends. Like, we're kind of apartment hopping, like, but I'll stop by, right? She's like, okay, word. We make our merry way over there. I text her, I'm like, I'm here. She comes down, looks me dead in my face, looks at all of my friends, goes, says nothing, does not even acknowledge them, does not say hello to me, does not say hello to them, turns around, walks straight into a wall with a sun cruiser. Bah! The sun cruiser goes everywhere. Once again, at your big ass age, you're white girl fucking wasted. Like, baby, you have work in the morning. You literally have work in the morning. Block the fuck in. Okay, what are we doing? Sun cruiser everywhere. My friends are like, she's basically running down the hallway upstairs to this apartment at this point. Me and my friends are chasing, okay? We get up to the apartment and I look at her face. And what's on her face? Kiss marks. There are kiss lips all over her from, like, another woman. Mind you, I'm not crazy. Like, it wasn't one of those, like, that's my bitch. It was like, oh, you're weird for that. You're weird for that. And then you invite me to this event where, like, you're getting kissed on by someone else and you're ugly. So once again, pick a fucking struggle. So I'm ripping her a new one at this apartment party in front of everyone. She starts grabbing my face, both hands, trying to kiss me, grabbing my whole body. Like, I'm like, okay, this is weird as fuck. My friends are like, it's wraps. We gotta go. So we turn around. We're basically running through this apartment, okay? We're just beelining it to the door to get out. I turn around. She's following me. So at this point, I'm like, fuck. Like, I have to, like, I gotta get handsy with this bitch. My friends are out the door. I'm in the doorway. She puts her foot in the door, so I can't shut it. I swing the door open, and I fucking take both hands on this bitch, and I throw her. Also slapped her in the face right when we got to the apartment, too, because you're a hooker. Like, you're literally a hooker. I throw this bitch into the wall, into, like, 5 other girls. Slammed the door, and I went on my merry way. Have not contacted her since. Have not seen her since. She has contacted me. Ugh. If you're watching this, fuck you. You're so weird. You are so weird. Hope you can learn to be a decent human to other women because something is wrong.
I just went on a first date and it was horrible. Train wreck. Garbage. I don't know who raises these people. It blows my mind how awful the dating pool is. You guys gotta listen to this. So I matched with this girl on Hinge, and I know what you're saying, Christian. Why are you still using Hinge? Why are you still using dating apps? You gotta have faith. You gotta play the game, okay? Anyways, so yeah, I matched with this girl. I'm not gonna give her a name yet, but I really liked all of her prompts. They were funny, they were engaging. We had really good banter on Hinge. We had really good banter when I gave her my number. Things were going extremely well. So I'm not sure how we got to the point we're at, but they started off good. She actually had her Instagram handle in her Hinge profile, so I checked out her Instagram, put my best detective hat on. Kind of pointless, she was private, so I didn't learn a lot from her. But anyways, so we're texting, talking about normal things, talking about shows and movies and what we do for work. You know, the very normal conversation you have in a talking stage leading up to a first date. And I was kind of over texting at this point. So I planned a first date for last night. And I texted her and said, hey, I'm kind of hungry. Do you want to go get some food and maybe something to drink? And she says, oh my God, yes. Yes, I would love that. I'm starving. Good start. Good start to the date. I sent her the name of the restaurant. I told her, hey, meet me at 8:30. She said, sounds good. Can't wait. 7:15, I get a text. Hey, I'm here. Why? Why are you there an hour and 15 minutes early? And she just says like, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm already here. So I'm like, okay. And now I rush to get ready. Didn't even do my hair. But I wanted to go on this date. I meet up with this girl at the restaurant, and she looks maybe 10-15% of what her Hinge profile and her Instagram profile picture showed. I'm not even sure if it's the same person. Did this make me freak out a little bit? Yeah. Did I start thinking a million different things? Yeah. Did I think, is she a serial killer? Did I think, what else she's lying about? Yeah, I did. Now, for context, I'm 25. She looked closer to 50. Like 20, 25 years older than her profile said. But I push it off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm already here. And I want to get to know you for who you are, not your Hinge profile. So I introduced myself and I'm like, hey, I'm Christian. She's like, hey, I'm blank. And we start our date. Now, one thing I think is very key to the story is all of her profile pictures, the one I could see on Instagram, all of her Hinge profile pictures, she had like long, curly hair. I meet her, she has like a bob. Think of white single mom. Think of Karen. She had a very Karen haircut. So, you know what? For the rest of the story, I'm going to call her Karen. Like the mom that would yell at you at the PTA meeting. Anyways, though, we go up to the host. Host gets us to our table. We sit down. We're looking at the menu. I ask her, I go, is there anything that's like really catching your eye? And she said, I'm not that hungry. I might have something small. And I was like, I would love to split some fried pickles or maybe some of the jalapeno poppers, the bacon wrapped scallops. Something like that sounds really good. And I say like, hey, get whatever you want. Like, I'm paying for the first date, get whatever you want. She says, okay. And I call our server over and she goes first. You know what she asked for? Do you want to know what she asked for? 6 orders of jalapeno poppers. Do you know how much that costs? $90. $90 on jalapeno poppers. I'm at a loss for words, but I don't say anything. I think she's kidding. Even our server looked at her and was like, are you sure you want 6 orders of jalapeno poppers? Like, that's what you want? And she's like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. And the server's just like, okay, sure. Looks at me to see if I'm cool with it. Yeah, I guess, go ahead. I put my order in. I just get a burger, sweet potato fries. Trying to save money at this point, since she just ordered 6 orders of jalapeno poppers. But anyways, we get back to conversation. We're still getting to learn each other. And the waiter comes over with our food. This is kind of where it all goes wrong. The waiter comes over, drops off my burger and fries, puts 5 plates of jalapeno poppers in front of Karen. 5. Remember how many she ordered? 6. Yeah. Karen notices immediately and goes, there's only 5 plates here. This is only 25 jalapeno poppers. I ordered 30. And the waiter proceeds to tell her, hey, we only had 5 orders left in house. I'm so sorry. You're not going to be charged for the 6th order, but this is all we had. You might as well could have told this lady, that we just took her firstborn child out back, and that's how upset she got. Before the waiter even finished explaining they only had 25 jalapeno poppers, way too many for one person, she was going. "This is unacceptable," was the first thing she said. Followed up immediately with, "I know you have more back in the kitchen. What, are you servers saving them all for your snack?" Laying into this kid. Now, I've been a server before, and I probably would have just slapped her. This goes on for like 2 or 3 minutes, and eventually she goes, "Bring the manager over here right now. I need to speak with the manager. I didn't get what I asked for." So the manager comes over, and he tries to explain the same exact thing to this lady. "I'm so sorry, we only had 5 orders of jalapeno poppers left. It's the best we can do, you're not charged for the extra." She has to speak with corporate. This was not a corporate restaurant, it's a local restaurant. So she asked to call the owner. The manager's like, "No, the owner is out of town." So she picks up a plate of jalapeno poppers, dumps it on the floor, and goes, "What are you gonna do now? I only have 4 orders." Slides another plate off the table onto the floor. "Now I only have 3. This is how you treat your customers?" Me, the manager, the waiter are just standing there in shock. What the hell is happening? The manager just looks at me, looks at her, and goes, "You need to leave the restaurant right now, or we are gonna press charges for trespassing." I go, "Okay, totally understand. Can I settle up for my burger and the 5 orders of jalapeno poppers?" He looks at me with so much sadness in his eyes, like, "Bro, I know this isn't your fault," and goes, "It's on the house." Apparently that was the wrong thing to say, because Karen looks at him and goes, "Oh, so you're gonna give him a free meal? You're gonna give him a free meal now because you didn't have my jalapeno poppers. What about me?" I look at her and I go, "You weren't even paying. You were not even spending your money. Why do you care?" The waiter and the manager are like holding me back now because I can't take it anymore. This is insanity. And again, they politely ask me, they go, "Hey, please leave the restaurant or we're going to trespass you." And I go, "You know what? Fine. Thank you so much. It wasn't the waiter or the manager's fault." And I literally storm out of the restaurant. I'm leaving. I hear Karen still screaming their ears off. So I don't know what actually happened to her. I pray to God that they did trespass her and she got in trouble, because that was insane. I'm going to go back today after work and try to pay my bill. But in that moment, I just had to get out. I want to give that server and that manager a very good tip. I like that restaurant, so I'm going to go back. I hope I'm not banned forever. If you made it this far, I really hope you can enjoy some of my suffering. Let me know what you think in the comments, how you would handle this, what you would do, how I have this luck.